My name is Sean Leiden, the Commissioner of Inspectional Services, City of Boston. Happy to be here. I'd like to say thank you very much to the Brazilian Workers Center for hosting this in very, very prolific moment in the City of Boston history, particularly with jobs, job safety. Obviously, you know, we have a pretty good track record per square foot in the City of Boston in comparison throughout the rest of the country. But obviously, a lot of individuals here are very familiar with accidents that have been on job sites. Our goal is for 0 accidents throughout the City of Boston, no matter what the scale, what the aesthetics, what the contingencies are on these specific job sites. We have a 0 goal aim. That's what we want to be at, 0 accidents, and obviously 0 fatalities. I'd like to introduce today somebody who is very, very adamant on pushing this forward. With great help, she gave ISD quite a bit more of enforcement capabilities to foresee this vision of 0 accidents on job sites, along with the great help of the Boston City Council. We've had great support for this, but it's my pleasure to introduce Mayor Michelle Wu.
Hello, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you so much, Commissioner, and to all of the team members at the city, our chiefs, our counselors. Thank you for your leadership and what you do every single day. I wanted to share just a few remarks because there are many, many people who have been fighting for this for a long time, and we are at the same time excited and thankful at the progress, but also here with a deep sense of mourning and regret and pain for what it has taken and the lives that were lost before this will be in place. I first want to start with thanking our hosts here at the Brazilian Workers Center. They have been centering immigrant workers for nearly 30 years, and there's no comparison in terms of an organization that is willing to fight and has changed so many different workplaces on behalf of the residents and workers who have needed their support. So I would also just want to start with a moment of silence to remember and honor all of the workers who have lost their lives on construction sites in Boston. Thank you. And I want to acknowledge Alicia Anacleto, partner of the late Peter Mancini, who spent his life working in demolition. It was his family, it was in his family. He learned from his father, who had a demolition company, and passed the craft on to his sons. But even with a lifetime of training, practice, and experience, we lost Peter last year during the collapse at the Government Center garage. Today's announcement is for workers like Peter and for their families, their friends, and neighbors. Over the last year, our teams at the city, in collaboration with developers and contractors, OSHA and advocates, and even with other cities, have been developing policies to prevent dangerous workplace incidents, because every worker deserves to go home. And I want to thank those in the administration who have had such a strong hand in bringing this vision of safety to life, to the ordinance language, and to our partnership with the council. Lou Mandarini, our senior advisor for labor, Deanne Irish, our Chief of Operations, Trin Nguyen, Chief of Worker Empowerment, Jody Sugarman-Brosen, who is Deputy Chief of Worker Empowerment. Of course, you just heard from our Commissioner of Inspectional Services, Sean Leiden, Galen Blanton, Regional Administrator for OSHA in New England, and Jim Milligan, who's the Braintree Area Office Director, along with Frank Mendoza, representing our Neighborhood Services department, which is who are often the first on scene to respond and make sure that services are right there for our residents. And we want to thank friends and partners from the private sector, nonprofit, and labor unions as well. Darlene Lombos, Executive Secretary and Treasurer of the Greater Boston Labor Council. Brian Doherty, Secretary Treasurer of the Greater Boston Building Trades Council. Al Vega, Chief of Strategy and Engagement at Mascosh. The Brazilian, Lenita Reason here at the Brazilian Worker Center. Jean Vatalia from Dream Collaborative, Senior Project Manager. Pat Brophy, VP of State and Local Government Affairs at Suffolk Construction. Brian Northrup from Skanska, who's their Executive Vice President, General Manager, and David Watts, who is the Director of Environment, Health, and Safety for New England. This ordinance came out of listening sessions and collaborative working groups with industry at the table, with unions and workers at the table, and alongside my colleagues in government. So thank you for all of your partnership as we work to keep workers safe. So here's what's inside the ordinance. It will require that all construction and demolition projects permitted through ISD submit a site safety plan affidavit, which will ensure that each project has a specific site safety plan, that all workers have a site safety orientation and attend pre-shift safety meetings, and that the project complies with all relevant OSHA health and safety regulations, and that larger projects have a designated site safety coordinator to oversee this safety plan. Finally, this ordinance will also add much needed enforcement capacity to the Inspectional Services Department, who already works so hard. They'll have the power to issue violations, stop work, revoke permits, and levy fines. With about 40,000 permits issued by ISD every year, requiring a safety plan means 40,000 more opportunities to protect our workers and our residents. Every worker and every resident deserves to go home. That's why I am so proud to be here today and to be delivering these changes alongside all of you. So before I pass it on to Jody, otra vez en español. Gracias a todos en el Centro Brasileño de Trabajadores por abrirnos sus puertas hoy y por centrar a los trabajadores inmigrantes por casi 30 años. También quiero dar las gracias a Alicia, compañero de fallecido Peter Moncini. Peter se pasó la vida trabajando en demoliciones como muchos en su familia. Aprendió de su padre, que tenía una empresa de demoliciones, y le enseñó a sus hijos. Pero incluso con toda una vida de formación, práctica y experiencia, Peter murió el año pasado durante la demolición del garaje del Government Center. El anuncio de hoy es para los trabajadores como Peter y para sus parejas y familias, sus amigos y vecinos. A lo largo del último año, nuestros equipos en el gobierno municipal de Boston, en colaboración con desarrolladores y contratistas, OSHA y defensores de los derechos laborales e incluso con otras ciudades, han elaborado políticas para prevenir incidentes peligrosos en lugares de trabajo. Porque todos los trabajadores merecen volver a casa. Y doy las gracias a todos mis colegas de servicio público que han contribuido a hacer realidad esta visión de la seguridad. Y también quiero agradecer a nuestros amigos y socios del sector privado, organizaciones sin ánimo de lucro y sindicatos, y también nuestra colaboración con el Consejo Municipal de Boston. Gracias a todos por su apoyo, colaboración y preocupación mientras trabajamos para mantener a nuestros trabajadores seguros. Esta ordenanza requerirá que todos los proyectos de construcción y demolición permitidos a través del Departamento de Servicios e Inspección, ISD, presenten una declaración jurada del plan de seguridad del sitio, asegurando que cada proyecto cuente con un plan de seguridad específico, que todos los trabajadores reciban una orientación sobre seguridad en la obra y asistan a las reuniones de seguridad, que el proyecto cumpla todas las normativas pertinentes de salud y seguridad de la OSHA, y que los proyectos de mayor magnitud cuenten con un coordinador de seguridad de la obra designado para supervisar el plan de seguridad. Por último, esta ordenanza también le dará al Departamento de Servicios de Inspección una capacidad muy necesaria, incluyendo el poder de emitir infracciones, detener obras, revocar permisos e imponer multas. Con unos 40,000 permisos expedidos por el departamento cada año, exigir un plan de seguridad significa 40,000 oportunidades más de proteger a nuestros trabajadores y a nuestros residentes, porque cada trabajador y cada residente merece volver a casa, a sus familias. Por eso me da orgullo firmar hoy esta ordenanza. Okay, thank you, and you will hear next from Jody, our Deputy Chief of Worker Empowerment, and then from the Boston Building Trades, Dream Collaborative, OSHA, and then I'll invite up any of our counselors who want to say a quick word as well to say hello.
Thank you so much, Mayor Wu. My name is Jody Sugarman-Brozan, and I have the honor of serving as a Deputy Chief in the Worker Empowerment Cabinet. Our Chief, Trin could not be here today, but sends her greetings as well. Today, I am so proud to live in a city where our mayor believes that even one worker fatality is too many, and that we must do everything that we can to prevent these tragedies and ensure that every worker can go home to their families alive and well. In August of 2022, even before the Worker Empowerment Cabinet was created, Mayor Wu launched the process that led to the Construction Safety Ordinance, which we are signing today. For the last 9 months, the city is engaged with developers, contractors, labor allies, OSHA, advocates like Mascosh and the Brazilian Worker Center, occupational health and safety experts, and even other cities across the country to develop the strategies incorporated into this new law. And the concept is simple. Tragedies can be prevented by ensuring that we identify potential hazards on every site to protect workers and the public, that we create and implement plans that protect those workers and the public, and that workers get the health and safety training they need and deserve in a language they understand. And while we've added much needed enforcement capacity for the Inspectional Services Department, the city's role will be much greater than simply enforcement. The Worker Empowerment Cabinet will also create tools, resources, training, and education designed to enhance worker safety. You can be sure that I'll be reaching out to all of our partners in the upcoming months as we move towards implementation to help with that process as well. So with the signing of the ordinance today, the work has really just begun. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves because I know what we are doing today will save lives. I've had the opportunity to meet with the families of fallen workers, and the pain of having your loved one go to work and never return home is incomprehensible. I also want to thank Alicia for being here today. We hope that these new construction safety strategies and the city's commitment to prevent these strategies in the future give you and Peter's family some comfort. I'm going to close by thanking my colleagues in the Inspectional Services Department, Commissioner Lydon, Chief of Staff Chris English, and Chief Irish. You guys have been incredible partners. Thank you to the city councilors who've supported our efforts, and especially thank you to Mayor Wu for her confidence in me and the Worker Empowerment Cabinet. Thanks to your support and leadership, we were able to move swiftly to engage partners, pass a groundbreaking law in what seems like record time that makes Boston a leader in worker health and safety across the country. Thank you, Mayor Wu, and thank you, everybody here. Next up, and now introduce Shatan from the Building Trades.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here, especially to talk about safety and how important that is to us. My name is Shatan Green. I'm the business agent for the Boston Building Trades Unions. Thank you for having me, and thank you to our partner, the Brazilian Worker Center, for hosting us today. The Building Trades Unions represent 35,000 union construction workers and their families in the city of Boston. We do this in partnership with 3,300 union construction companies. Every worker deserves fair wages, healthcare benefits, retirement benefits, and in addition to that, access to world-class training and safety programs. That's why we invest $50 million per year on these protections through our union apprenticeship programs and our Journey Level Upgrade training program. We do this for all the right reasons, and still more needs to be done to keep workers and the public safe. That's why we jumped in with both feet to work with Mayor Wu and her team to create every mechanism possible to create the safest construction sites in the world. Safety is our top priority, and we recognize safety is everyone's responsibility. And that's why we are lending our expertise and bringing our efforts to the table with the city of Boston to make sure every worker goes home the same way they came to work and ensure they have the ability to continue providing for their families while also building our critical infrastructure and construction projects. We are here in full support of this legislation. Safety is everyone's responsibility, and we appreciate the chance to work in partnership with the city of Boston to strengthen safety protections for all workers, residents, and visitors to our city. Thank you for your time and attention to this important matter. We will be here every step of the way, vigilantly focused on safety for our industry, our community, and our city. Thank you, everyone.
Good afternoon, all. Honorable Mayor Michelle Wu, City Council members, public officials, distinguished guests. We are rejoicing in the city of Boston because it is a day where we all agree to raise awareness to safety in adding measures in place to prevent side injuries. My name is Gene Vatellia, a senior project manager with Dream Collaborative. During my 30 years in construction, I have seen at first hand people losing their lives by not following safety protocols. This law will hold companies accountable. Nobel Prize winner Bernard Shaw once said that life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. As I begin speaking about this new construction safety ordinance, we want to acknowledge Mayor Wu's vision and leadership in architecturing a team that wants to change the status quo as far as workplace incidents and fatalities. They took the lead to convene great minds and hearts in the construction industries in order to tackle this challenge heads-on despite the odds of potential opposition. With the support of all stakeholders, OSHA, ISD, construction companies, architecture firms, construction and union workers, the signing of this new law will help reduce tragic job site injuries and deaths. This law will require submit a site safety plan affidavit at ISD during the permitting process, complying all applicable OSHA health and safety regulations, hire a safety site coordinators for construction projects larger than 50,000 and all demolition projects for building 4-story or larger. Site safety coordinator must have an OSHA 30 hours OSHA certification, site safety monitoring plan, and also the city will provide a 30 hours OSHA training provided to small and medium-sized contractors, to ISD inspectors, to BGRP's monitors, and clerk of the works. This new law added another layer of oversight by the Inspectional Service Department. They now have power to issue violations, stop work, and revoke permit with non-compliant with this new ordinance. This is truly a celebration of life. Life to see our children, children. Mayor Wu, we honor your decision for putting safety first in the city of Boston. Thank you for the opportunity.
Good afternoon. My name is Jim Mulligan. I'm the area director of the OSHA office in Braintree, Massachusetts. I want to say thanks so much for the invitation here. Thank you, Mayor Wu, for taking the steps forward. I really have to say that we have great friendship and partnership with the city of Boston, from ISD to Boston Fire to the Boston Police. Unfortunately, OSHA's job doesn't seem to really end. I sort of feel like I'm drinking out of a fire hose many days, but unfortunately, that's what we do. And so by the city implementing this policy, hopefully we'll have less accidents to respond to. Mayor Wu addressed the government center garage earlier. Some of the worst meetings, some of the worst discussions I have on a day-to-day basis are with the families. And so at the end of the day, I'm very happy to hear this. I'm looking forward to working with the city. I'm looking forward to working with Jody more in the future. So thank you very much. I wish you the best of luck.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ronnie Jabor. I'm an authorized OSHA safety trainer. And on behalf of Brazilian Workers Center, Chairman and the Executive Director, Lenita Reason, which is not here today, unfortunately, we would like first to thank City of Boston to choose us to hold this event. It means a lot for us here at the Brazilian Workers Center. We are always helping, working so hard to help workers to know their rights, to work safely. Here we teach also fall protection safety training. Last year we trained more than about 1,000 workers in fall prevention training. We also teach OSHA 10 and OSHA 30 safety training. Last year was about 2,000 workers trained in OSHA training. Again, thank you so much, the City of Boston, Mayor Michelle Wu, for this. Thank you all for being here. Thanks Department of Labor, OSHA, Jim, to be here. And Mayor, through this ordinance, I'm sure families will be preserved and lives will be saved. Thank you so much for what you did. God bless you. Thank you.
I can invite up all the councilors, and we'll start with Council President Flynn. And if councilors can stay up here, and then we'll sign right after their remarks.
Thank you, Mayor Wu. I'm honored to be here with Council Braden and Council Murphy, and with the mayor, thanking the mayor for her leadership in getting this ordinance done, along with her dedicated staff. I also wanted to highlight the critical role the working men and women across Greater Boston play ensuring a safe environment, and that's really thanks to the building trades, the Greater Boston Labor Council, Community Labor United, whether they're advocating for union workers and non-union workers. What they're advocating for is the dignity of everybody, and that's about a fair wage, a safe working condition, dignity in retirement. And I'm honored to be here and working closely with Mayor Wu and with the developers and contractors and our friends in labor, but it's about making sure that all workers are treated with dignity and respect, and that's what the City of Boston is all about. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President Flynn. I'm Erin Murphy and a lifelong union member, and just proud to be here and think it's so fitting here at the Brazilian Workers Center, because I know that your #1 priority is to be a voice for many people who feel like on the job site maybe they can't speak up. I do know that the unions care, and almost all, if not all, of our companies that are on these job sites do care about safety, but this ordinance was important to me and my colleagues because we knew it was going to strengthen the voice of the workers and ISD and all of the other departments to make sure that everyone knows exactly what their rights are and that you can stop work and not be penalized, and it's very important for people to know that. So I'm happy to be here and sign on and an advocate for worker safety, so thank you.
Thank you. I think this is a historic moment. We're signing some very, very important law that will save lives. And in my time on the council, so often in the last few years, we've paid tribute to workers who've died on the job. Too many of them have died on the job, and those families waiting for their parent or partner to come home, and they didn't come home. That is unnecessary, and I think this ordinance will save lives. I want to thank all the work of the Brazilian Workers Center, all our partners in labour, and just this is groundbreaking, and once again Boston stepping up and leading in this space, and let's keep working on this, because this is construction and demolition, but there's lots of other jobs that people are dying on the job as well, so we've got more work to do. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'll invite up all of our partners to gather around for the signing. Everyone in, who wants to do? How far out do I think everyone will
go.
There's more room on this side.
There is more on this side. Ma'am, you want in? Right here. Guys, over here.
We want to,
If you fill in this side.
move the table up for people, everyone in?
Can I just get one shot of everybody looking at me as best as possible? I don't want to look at them. I know. I want that looking. A little more, Brian. Just a little more. All right, here we go. Ready? It's like a wedding.
Okay, ready to start. Okay,
I'm ready. Yes. Thank you so much.